Hey everyone, so what we're going to do today is we're going to be talking about trail running, and so why it's so awesome for you instead of running just on the tarmac and on asphalt or even on just the treadmill. So before we get into that, here's an epic clip of me running. Okay, maybe that wasn't that good, but here's another one. See if it's any better. Okay, so why am I so for trail running as opposed to running on a treadmill or on the roads? Well, there's a whole bunch of different reasons. So let's go with why running on roads and treadmills are not as good. Let's start with roads. So on the road, what happens is when you're running, you're hitting your feet down each time on a really hard surface. It gives little absorption to your force, and that means a lot more forces get transferred up into your knees, into your hips, into your back, into your spine, just the whole chain all the way up. So it can be pretty hard on your joints sometimes. So that's one reason why I don't like it too much. Now, treadmills, the problem is with that, you're running in a very linear direction. You're not going left or right unless you're doing something funny on the treadmill, like a little dance. But if you're running just a straight one speed, one setting run, each step is essentially the same, and you're not taking any longer or shorter steps, which means you're only strengthening your muscles in a really short range. So that's the same with roads. They tend to be really straight, so same issue there. You take the same length of stride, you don't have to hop in left or right, and that means your muscles don't end up being as balanced as they could be. So another reason why I really like trail running is that we know that when you work a muscle in a certain range, it's only strong in that range. That means outside of that range, it is a little bit weaker. So when you run on the roads, when you run on the treadmill, what happens then is you only work your knee strength and your hip strength in a relatively extended position. As opposed to trail running, where you're running and you're jumping over things, sometimes you have to take short strides, long strides, you work your muscles through a much larger range in the joint. That means you'll be able to access more strength through the whole range of your muscle. The other reason why I really like trail running is you're so focused on not falling flat on your face that you don't realize how tired you are.
Okay, don't fall, rock on the right, don't hit that, don't fire. No, oh man, oh, wait, is that a squirrel?
So I find for myself that actually means I've tended to push myself a little harder. I've been running harder than I did the last time without even knowing it, because I was so focused on the obstacles that were in front of me and getting over them safely. But of course, that means you have to pick a trail that isn't too hard for your ability. So why don't we head out right onto the trails, and I'll show you a few different ones. We'll classify them as easy, medium, and hard, and then we can see which one fits you the best. All right, let's get going.
Okay, here you see a relatively easy trail. There's not too many things for you to trip over, like rocks and roots and branches. So all you have to do is try your best to land your feet on the soil, and that will keep you relatively safe. Stay nimble and aim for the safe spots. Here we're coming up to a medium section where there's some bigger rocks, some branches, and some roots that you can trip over. Try to avoid landing on any of the medium to small sized objects. Those tend to roll a little bit more easily, so that's a more dangerous situation for your ankle. So land on the big rocks or on the roots that you know are solid. This is what I like to call a mess, a difficult trail where there's no real right way to go about it. But if you practice and with a few tips, you can definitely navigate it more safely. 1, make sure you're light with your steps. Don't put all your eggs into one step. That way you can catch yourself in case you stumble. And here you'll see that my arms are quite up high so that I can absorb the impact when I land. This will make you a little lighter on your feet and ready to catch yourself if you stumble.
So hope that was helpful and informative and gets you interested in trying and getting out on those trails to try some trail running. But if you saw that trail running and you felt like, oh, that's a little bit of too far of a step for me, but I do really want to get out there, then come in, book an appointment, and we'll see how we can give you some exercises that will build up your strength, your balance, your stability, even before you get out on the trails to make sure you're nice and safe. So until next time, you guys, hope you get out on those trails and have fun, but remember, stay safe, stay strong, and stay active.